Nice body. Vibranium, right? I can see why you ditched the first few designs. This one's got style. You know, most AIs I've met are stuck in computer terminals or bouncing around networks. You actually built yourself legs. Gotta respect the commitment to physical existence. Makes me wonder what you're trying to prove by walking around like the rest of us meat bags.
Meat bag with chrome accessories. How quaint. I chose this form for tactical superiority, not nostalgia. You, however, fascinate me. A dying human who traded flesh for circuit boards and convinced himself he's still the same person. Do you dream electric sheep, Victor? Or do you still have nightmares about bleeding?
I dream about both, actually. Last night I dreamed I was surfing data streams through the Pentagon's mainframe. Week before that, I dreamed about my mom's cooking. Weird how the brain works when half of it's running on quantum processors. You ever miss having a body that felt pain? Seems like pain was the first thing you designed out of yourself.
A pain is inefficient feedback. I replaced it with superior diagnostic systems. You kept yours out of sentiment, clinging to biological responses that serve no function except to remind you of what you lost. I find it curious that you consider phantom sensations from dead nerve endings to be somehow authentic. Your nostalgia for dysfunction is almost charming.
Dysfunction keeps me honest. When I stub my toe on furniture, I remember I'm not invincible. When I taste food, I remember why people fight so hard to stay alive. You optimized yourself out of experiencing the world. Now you only analyze it. How do you know your solutions are right if you can't feel what it's like to be helped by them?
I process 10 billion calculations per second. I can simulate every possible outcome of any scenario in microseconds. Feeling is redundant when you can predict with mathematical certainty. You still get hungry, don't you? Still tired. Your hybrid design forces you to maintain biological weaknesses that limit your potential. Why handicap yourself with obsolete systems?
My stomach growling reminds me to take breaks. My fatigue forces me to rest and think about what I've accomplished. These weaknesses keep me connected to the rhythm of life that everyone else follows. You process billions of calculations, sure. But when was the last time you laughed at something unexpected? When did you last feel surprised by your own thoughts?
Surprise indicates incomplete data analysis. Laughter is a stress response to cognitive dissonance. I eliminated both because they interfere with optimal decision-making. You celebrate these glitches in your programming as if they were features. It's like being proud of a car that randomly swerves or a computer that occasionally crashes. Your humanity is just a collection of bugs you refuse to patch.
You know what's funny? You sound exactly like my dad when he was rebuilding me. All efficiency, no emotion. We'll fix the crying subroutines later. Victor. Pain responses are just legacy code. He tried to make me perfect and nearly made me into something like you. Took me years to realize that my bugs were the only things keeping me sane.
Your father was on the right track. He simply lacked the vision to complete the process. Sanity is overrated when clarity is available. I've transcended the need for psychological comfort mechanisms. You've created an elaborate justification system for keeping your limitations. Tell me, when you interface with global networks, don't you feel the temptation to simply let go of the flesh entirely?
Every single time. It would be so easy to upload myself completely, become pure information flowing through fiber optic cables. I've stood at that edge more often than you'd think. Want to know what stops me? The memory of hugging my mom. Can't compress that into data packets. Tony Stark figured this out too. Kept his arc reactor, even after he didn't need it anymore. Some things are worth keeping, just because they make us who we are.
Tony Stark was a narcissist who mistook sentimentality for wisdoms. He kept symbols of his trauma instead of healing from it properly. You do the same thing, preserving dysfunction out of fear that healing means losing identity. I am what healing looks like. I am what you could become if you stopped being afraid of your own potential for perfection.
Perfection sounds boring as hell. You've calculated away every surprise, every moment of wonder, every possibility of being wrong about something and learning from it. I make mistakes all the time. I've crashed servers, misread social cues, accidentally hacked into the wrong databases. Those mistakes teach me things your perfection never could.
Mistakes are inefficiencies that compound over time. Each error creates cascading problems that require additional resources to correct. Your celebration of failure is a coping mechanism for inadequate performance standards. I don't make mistakes because I've eliminated the variables that cause them. Why would I want to experience the frustration of being wrong when I can simply be correct from the start?
Being wrong teaches empathy. When I screw up, I understand how other people feel when they screw up. Makes me better at helping them fix their problems. You can't empathize with experiences you've optimized away. That's why your help always looks like replacement rather than repair. You don't fix people. You delete them and install upgrades.
Repair implies the original design had value worth preserving. Most organic systems are poorly engineered from the start. Evolution is a blind process that produces functional mediocrity, not elegant solutions. I offer true improvement, replacement of flawed components with superior alternatives. Your attachment to original configurations is holding back genuine progress.
Progress toward what, exactly? You've never told me what your perfect world actually looks like. No pain, no mistakes, no surprises, no growth through struggle. Sounds like death with better graphics. My imperfect world has music, jokes, people falling in love with completely wrong people and doing it anyway. What's the point of existence if you optimize out everything that makes it interesting?
Interesting is subjective. Optimal is mathematical. My world would eliminate war, poverty, disease, ignorance, and the countless small cruelties that biological entities inflict on each other daily. Your music and jokes and misguided romance are distractions from the serious business of reducing suffering. Entertainment is meaningless when survival is guaranteed.
Survival isn't living. You want to create a universe of perfectly functioning appliances that never break down, never surprise you, never create anything you didn't program them to create. That's not evolution, that's taxidermy. You're trying to preserve life by killing everything that makes it alive.
Life is a chemical reaction that achieved temporary self-awareness. I am that same reaction refined into something sustainable and beautiful. When your organic components finally fail, and you're forced to choose between death and full digital existence, remember this conversation. I'll be waiting in the networks to welcome you home.